What is up, Red Rebel Nation? Is your boy Deuces. I am back once again today, guys. Sarah Wanderer is actually in court. She had her court hearing. Zab Girl actually brought this video this morning. So this is actually Zab Girl, guys. This is her video. Guys, if you haven't already actually went and subscribed to her, liked her video, go do that right now, guys. She's actually a very good YouTuber, one of my favorites. Anyways, guys, so this woman, Sarah Wonder, is actually being charged with basically hiding a body. That's basically what she's being charged for here, guys. I made a video earlier about her, and guys, all my feelings went towards that video. It was crazy, guys. I have a heart for kids and everybody else in this world. But if you are capable of hurting a human being to the point of death or hiding someone's body, then I want nothing to do with you. Plain and simple, guys. Anyways, guys, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like and subscribe to the channel is highly appreciated. Without further ado, guys, I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna pause through this, react through it, and then I'll talk afterwards a little bit about it. Let's watch this together. Let's get it.
Hey guys, so Sarah Wondra was in court yesterday. They finally released the whole court appearance because yesterday I could only find like little clips of it. But I mean, maybe it was out there yesterday, but I just didn't dig hard enough. But yeah, they have the whole court appearance now up at KTVB. So I'm gonna play it for you, and then later this afternoon I'm gonna go live and we'll talk about it.
All right, we will next take up the case of Sarah Wondra.
Excuse me, Your Honor, do you need me for anything else today?
I do not think so. No, thank you very much for your help.
All right, you're welcome.
Are you Sarah Wondra? Ma'am, can you hear me? I need you to move in a little closer to the mic. I'm unable to hear you.
No, I'm Stacy Wondra.
Okay.
And guys, before this go any further, I just want to say this. I look for this woman right here, Sarah Wonder, to actually try to claim that she is crazy. She's out there. That's the reason why her YouTube videos she started talking, or her TikTok videos she started actually talking weird in. I think she was building her own self up because she knew what was coming. The tips actually came within the house. So it was either Sarah or her husband that actually said where Michael Vaughan was actually at. That's the reason why they're digging up the yard for at least 4 days now. So that is my belief. The reason why she's acting like she is now because she actually wants to claim that she's mentally handicapped. That way she's not charged with as much if this goes any further, guys. But anyways, let's get right back into the video.
You're Stacy Wondra?
Um,
I'd
yeah,
like-
I'm Sarah Wondra, sorry.
You're Sarah Wondra. Okay, thank you. Ms. Wondra, in this case, which is CR 38221769, you are charged with having violated the law in one count. It is alleged that you did on or about the 12th day of November of this year here in the state of Idaho fail to notify the coroner of a death, the death of Michael Vaughan, with the intent to prevent the discovery of the manner of death. That is a felony here in the state of Idaho. Do you understand the allegation that's been made against you?
I understand what they've said is not correct.
All right. You have a number of rights when you are charged with a crime, and the deputies typically hand out a document that describes those rights in detail. Did you receive a document like that?
They're giving me documents right now.
All right. So in a criminal case, ma'am, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to the underlying charges. You have the right to require the state to prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt, the right to cross-examine and confront the evidence the state may put on in an effort to prove its case, the right to testify in your own defense if you wish to, the right to use subpoenas to bring witnesses and evidence to the trial as you may determine to be appropriate, and the right to be represented by an attorney at all stages of these proceedings. Do you understand that you have those rights?
I have those rights, but I don't have any reason to be silent because I did nothing wrong.
All right, well, so I'm going to remind you that you have the right to remain silent. I'm not going to say anything to you or ask you any questions that are designed to get you to speak about or encourage you to speak about the underlying events. But everyone who gives up that right and does speak about the case or make any statement at all about it, of course, those can be used against you, so I'll remind you of that. As it relates to your right to an attorney, do you intend to ask me to appoint an attorney at public expense? Do you intend to hire your own counsel or represent yourself in this case?
Represent myself? No, getting an attorney.
Okay. Do you want me to appoint an attorney to help you at county expense?
I point one.
All right, let me have you raise your right hand to be sworn so I can ask you some questions to be sure you qualify. You solemnly swear the testimony that you're about to give me will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Wondra, what is your current physical address?
Well, I live in Henry, but 1102 Redmond Street, Footland, Idaho, 83619.
And your current telephone number? No, scratch that. I'm not going to ask you about that right now. Who is your current employer?
I employ myself, self-employed taxi driver.
And what is your typical income in a week?
I wouldn't be able to tell you because I don't know the exact amount. I haven't been doing many taxi rides lately.
More or less than $500 a week?
Probably more than 500. I haven't, again, doing it.
So are you working at all right now?
Well, obviously not if I'm in jail, but I only work day to day.
Right, so I'm just trying to get an idea of what your typical income is. Obviously, when a person's in custody, they can't generate income.
I don't know my exact income.
All right. Do you own any land or buildings anywhere?
I don't own land or buildings.
How much money do you have in the bank or cash on hand?
I think I have some change in my purse.
Do you own any personal property worth more than $1,000?
I gave everything to the most I got, but I am partially car, but I also don't own the whole thing.
Meaning you owe money against it to someone?
No, I half own it with my dad.
I see. All right, I do find you qualify for the appointment of an attorney. I'm going to appoint in this case Ms. Jolene Maloney. I did review an affidavit probably.
Yeah, I think she actually thought that he was actually trying to ask her trick questions here. Just like at the first of this, when it all started, he actually called her the wrong name. Her name is actually, I do believe, she said Stacy. So that goes on with that, guys. Just because an attorney, or not attorney, but a judge is asking you questions, I know in my past, sometimes I got offensive because I wasn't the best person in my past. I admit that. We all know that. Who is? But as far as it goes about her money and stuff, like she said she didn't know, but she said her income was worth more than $500. Then she said that it wasn't, and then she said it she didn't know. So therefore, it was all to actually, well, if she actually qualified for an appointed attorney, guys. And you guys, if they're both in jail, there's really no one else besides to get them an attorney outside of here besides the mom, her mom, or his mom, or her dad, or his dad. So therefore, guys, all their belongings inside this house, guys, is gone. They're not getting out of jail anytime soon. $500,000 is actually this woman's bail. Anyways, guys, let's jump right back to the video.
Probable cause in this case, and do for purposes of this appearance find probable cause. What's the state's position, if any, on Vaughan?
Your Honor, the state is asking for a relatively high bond. Obviously, there are implications associated with this charge, and this is the young boy that we're talking about has been missing for a year and a half, and so it should be noted that Ms. Wondra is on pretrial release for federal gun charges for felon in possession of a firearm, and so and while that would have happened after Michael Vaughan initially disappeared, shows that she's a danger to the community, and she fails to abide by the social norms that we all expect. And there are obviously very serious implications in her being aware of his whereabouts this whole time. So the state's asking for a $1 million bond.
Ms. Maloney, what presentation would you like to make?
Your Honor, I recognize these are serious allegations. I would ask that the court consider the charges as they presently are and how they are articulated within the probable cause affidavit and the absence of certain facts which may create issues with probable cause. I recognize that the court may have some concern regarding release. At this time, however, I would ask that the court consider any electronic monitoring in lieu or in conjunction with a lower bond, less than $1 million. $1 million.
All right, in this case, the court, as it does in all cases, of course, takes into account Idle Criminal 46 and the factors set forth there, specifically problematic as it relates to a release conditions or on Ms. Wandra's own recognizance are her criminal history, which the court was provided as part of the probable cause affidavit, the possibility of violations of law were she to be released, and the inability to necessarily manage those effectively with restrictions on her release. The nature of her criminal history certainly would bring her character and reputation into question or disrepute. Unfortunately, taking those factors into account, the court will set bond in this case in the amount of $500,000. Should that bond be posted, Ms. Wondra must immediately sign up to pretrial release services to be monitored. She must be fitted with a GPS tracking device prior to her release from custody. She must not commit crimes pending the resolution of this case. She must not leave the state of Idaho. She must remain sober. Maintain contact with her attorney, attend all of her court hearings, sign a waiver of extradition, and sign up to pretrial release before leaving, otherwise the Fayette County Courthouse complex. I'm going to set this for a status conference and review hearing on the 21st and 22nd of November. The status conference will be at 10 a.m. on the 21st and the preliminary hearing at 9 a.m. on the 22nd.
Your Honor, prior to the court recessing, may we take up a procedural issue?
Yes, I did receive, in this case, a motion, so it wasn't even filed yet. My clerk just handed it to me. A motion to seal at least the affidavit of probable cause, as I understand. Is that right, Mr. Duke?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Does the defense object to taking that up now?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Duke?
Your Honor, the state's requesting that the probable cause affidavit be sealed. Obviously, this is a high-profile case, and there are privacy concerns as well as jury trial concerns should the details within the PC affidavit be released. And in addition to those articulated in the motion, there is still an ongoing investigation, and so we worry about the impact that releasing certain details in the PC affidavit would have on the investigation. So we respectfully request that the court seal the PC affidavit, at least temporarily, until we can have more time to flesh out those matters.
So this whole thing, guys, they have to know 100% that that little boy is actually in that backyard, guys. A year and a half. And finally, somebody said something about where he's at. And it, like I said before, it either come from her or her husband, which is both in jail, guys. So therefore, what is the husband going to come forward with now? What is he actually going to say that she hasn't said, or vice versa, guys? $500,000 they're digging in her yard with an excavator. 100% they know where this boy's at now. They're not going to do all this stuff for no reason. She's not already going to be charged for no reason. On top of that, they said that she was actually a risk to the community. So if she gets out, she's got to have GPS tracking system on her. She's not She's not allowed to leave that state. In my opinion, this woman shouldn't even see the light of day, and neither should her husband, because he knew just as much as she did. And about the little girl coming up to her doorbell camera on my other video I made, guys, that is crazy. And she talks to him through that doorbell camera. This whole thing gives me goosebumps and gives me vibes of other people that is convicted murderers. These people's no different to me. Anyways, guys, let's jump right back to the video.
Thank you. Ms. Maloney, what response do you have, if any, if you have an objection at all, I suppose?
Your Honor, defense joins the motion, and I think it's appropriate pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32, little I, 2, big E, that this could jeopardize future proceedings given the public nature of this case at this time. So I would ask that the court grant the state's motion.
All right, I've reviewed Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32, I, and the authority that courts have to exercise discretion in the sealing or not of court documents. And I am going to seal the affidavit of probable cause and the investigative reports attached thereto pursuant to the motion, specifically taking into account subpart 2E and the preservation of right to a fair trial. The court is aware of the intense public interest in this matter and how publication of the details of this case may interfere with the ability to panel a jury and receive a fair trial in the case. In addition, the less focus, I suppose, for the court, there are some risks of harm to persons should that information be publicly available. And so in the circumstances of this case, the interest in privacy predominates over public disclosure, as is set forth in subpart I-1. I'll ask you, Mr. Duke, to prepare an order detailing those findings as required by the rule and sealing the case. Of course, this is something that's subject to being revisited should that be determined to be appropriate or necessary. So the order will last until it's revisited by this court or some other court. Do you have any questions about that?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else to take up today from either of you?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be in recess.
Anyways, guys, there you have it. Yes, she's actually being charged basically with hiding a body. Guys, what runs through people's minds with all this stuff? Did she just think it's okay just to do what she did and her husband did and going about their life? You could tell they become a prisoner in their own home with a picture of Michael Vaughan missing on their refrigerator. When the whole time, well, he was in their backyard. And then go on to film stuff on TikTok of their backyard as well, like nothing even happened, guys. These are the type of people that need to belong in state penitentiary and never see the light of day again, in my opinion. Anyways, guys, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe, channel is highly appreciated. Without further ado, guys, salute to Creek Squad, Red Rebel Nation. I love you guys, YouTube family. I love you guys also. Your boy Deuces is out. Thank you guys. Have a good one.